Hello and welcome to Yoga Netra. My name is Heather. The practice that we're working with today is playing with the physical body as a means of support to create behavioral change. So oftentimes when we set very strong and integral intentions, what can happen is that the cycle of our past patternings and beliefs will slowly start to creep back in. And these patterns and these beliefs, they create imprints within our body, and they might show up as pain, they might show up as tension, they might show up as rigidity or hardness. So the intention of our practice today is to repeat poses. And by repeating poses and then layering another pose on top, we're going to slowly start to peel away the physical tension within the body and come back to our inherent space of light, of wholeness and unity. So please come into a seated position. I'm going to ask that you take your hands and just ground them down onto your knees. And with this rooting action, start to lengthen your spine. And when the spine grows tall, close the eyes and just breathe. Drop the breath deep into the belly. As you breathe in, allow the belly to expand and move away from the spine. And as you breathe out, slowly allow the breath and the belly to recede. Take 2 more breaths deep into the belly. And now take your awareness right into the thoracic spine, into the rib cage. So as you breathe in, feel the side waist, the intercostal muscles expand and move your breath into the lateral edges of your body. Widen the lens of your perception, so as you breathe, be sure to provide space in the back of the rib cage, the front of the rib cage. And now float the breath right up into the heart. So as you breathe, expand through the collarbones, broaden through the shoulders, slight drawing in of the shoulder blades towards each other. Keep breathing into the heart. As you breathe in, the heart expands, the chest opens. The upper casing of the lungs gets some space. And now take all 3 of those quadrants into one breath. So you're going to breathe into the belly. When it fills, expand through the rib cage. When that expands, then open and lift through the heart. And then the exhale is slowly release it out. Breathing in, belly, rib cage, heart. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. One more time, breathing belly, rib cage, heart. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. And now just move into the natural rhythm of your own breath. Start to scan your body. Notice where perhaps you hold your tension. Is it the fear belt or the diaphragm? Is it the weight of the world on the shoulders? Or that spinning mind? And this is challenging. See if you can observe the place within your body without then passing a judgment upon it. And now, following along with me, take the hands alongside the body. When you breathe in, open the arms, expand them up above, let the palms connect. And as you exhale, slowly Release the hands all the way down. And again, breathe in, reach up, let the palms connect. Exhale, slowly release down. Take one more breath just like this. Inhale and exhale. Gradually transfer your body onto all fours. Align the knees underneath your hips. Take the hands right underneath the shoulders. Get steady with the body here. So plant the hands down, spread the fingers out. And now keep the hands still. Curl the toes underneath your body, coming into your first Adho Mukha Svanasana, lifting up and pressing back. And then notice your own physique, your own body. Does it desire to move a little bit to help open up and waken? Or perhaps it's the stillness that brings you into your practice. So both are relevant, both have purpose, and just honoring what works for you. And then if you are moving, I'm going to ask that you just come and take the heels, ground them right down into the mat. Take 3 final breaths here. See if the head can thread between the arms. See if you can root through the thumb and the first finger. Let the shoulders slide up. Let the inner elbows turn in. And then gaze looks forward. Walk the feet towards the hands. Come into Uttanasana. Lengthen just halfway. Exhale and surrender all the way down. Ground down to the feet, express up through the body. Take yourself to a standing height. And as you exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Breathing in, exhale, release out. Coming to the top of your mat if you're not there already. Surya Namaskar A. As you reach up, take the heart with you, take the spirit with you. And then as you exhale, ground into your physicality. Place the hands onto the mat underneath the shoulders, and now they're not going to move. You're going to keep them here. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Step the feet back into plank. Now your feet are planted. Try not to move them. Lowering Chaturanga. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, wave the body back. See if you can come into the grounding energy. So this really interesting thing happens when we flutter our fingers and flutter our feet. It stimulates the nervous system and it keeps us in an active state. So if we can root and be solid and grounded through the fingertips and the toes, it will teach the nervous system to move into the parasympathetic side and help support this calmer energy that we're trying to draw in. Full credit, Ali Bogard taught me that, and it's been a huge shift in my practice. Take another deep inhale and exhale. Gaze will look forward, hopper step the feet up. Breathe in, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Root down to the feet, find the spaciousness through the body, and come all the way up. Exhale, passing through. So this repeats. Breathe in, rise up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, come into plank, lower Chaturanga. Transition upward dog. Wave the body from the low rib cage, wave up and over and come on back. So second time here, so we're repeating movements to draw deeper into the body. See if there's an invitation to lengthen a little bit more through the legs. Bend the knees, take the sitting bones up high, and then amplify from the kidneys and from the glutes to anchor into the heels. So really important that we don't merely slam into the kneecaps. We move the lengthening of the legs from the tissues of the glutes and the anchoring of the heels, and even all the way up and into the back. Gaze now looks forward. Take the feet, step them up towards the hands. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring the hands all the way through. One more time, deep breath in, reach up, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe, lift up halfway. Exhale, step back into plank. Lower chaturanga, be on the knees if you need to. Head is an extension of the spine. Thread through, take the hyoid back, take the throat back, broaden the collarbones. Hold here, breathe. See if you can take the architecture of the mid-back, ground it to the lower back, and then scoop up through the pubic bone and swell through the heart. From underneath, lift, raise, and wave the body back. And again, deeper still, if it's calling, see if you can deepen the knees. Root the sitting bones high. And then from that placement, ground from the glutes to the heels, and this will lengthen the knees. And then pause and hold. Get active through the thumb and the first finger. Put some integrity into the arms and create some space in the back body. Scoop the low rib cage into your spine and keep the body hugging midline. Gaze now looks forward. Step the feet towards the hands. And again, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up. Exhale, return. Plant the feet, lengthen the spine, come all the way up to a standing height. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Keep flowing, we're adding on. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. This is a shift. Take the right leg, step back into the position of warrior two with the back foot. And then get the front knee stacking over the ankle. Breathe in, windmill the arms up. And hold steady, Vira two. So you're sending the energy down through the front knee, grounding down through the heel. Take the fingertips, reach out, but then slight containment comes back in through the scapula. Lengthen the spine, breathe here. See if you can come into that lengthening through the hip of the back leg. And now exhale, windmill the arms down, step into down dog. Full breath in and out. Opposite side, left foot turns out, right foot steps through. Breathe in, windmill the arms up. Radiate the fingertips out and then slight drawing in through the scapula. Get the gaze and looking over the front middle finger. Soften the drishti. Hold steady. Create some support from underneath. So Mula Bandha draws in. Uddiyana Baddha draws in. So when we want to make strong changes in our patterning, it comes from commitment, it comes from conviction and steadiness. Exhale, windmill through. Step into down dog. Now from here, flow mini vinyasa. Take plank to chaturanga. Inhale, rise up. Exhale and wave back. Breathe. Back to Vira 2, right foot turns out, left foot steps through, windmill the arms up, scissor the arms out. So from here, take one breath, breathe in and breathe out. Now pivot the back foot into a lunge, bring the arms up and overhead and hold here. Ground down through the back body, lift up and in through the front body. And then that back inner thigh lifts up a little higher so you can create more depth into that lunge. Exhale, hands come down, step into down dog. Take one breath here. Left foot turns out, right foot steps through. Breathe in, Vira 2. Exhale, hold. Next inhale, pivot up onto the ball of the back foot, and as you exhale, come into lunge. Inner thigh lifts up, bring the rib cage in, lengthen the fingertips up, but then draw the shoulder blades a little bit down. Take the front hip, draw it towards the back, take the back hip, draw it towards the front, so you're scissoring the inner thighs towards each other. Exhale, hands come down. Again, mini vinyasa, so come into chaturanga, rise to upward dog. Exhale and come on back. Right foot turns out, left foot steps through. Inhale, Vira 2. Exhale, radiate out. Inhale, draw up into a lunge. This time, exhale, interlace the fingers, place them on the back of the head, and now press head into hands, hands into head, and really feel like you're creating a little bit more integrity through that midline. You're lifting through the crown of the head, and then potentially coming into a little back bend. Inhale here. As you exhale, Parivrtta Trikonasana. So bring the right elbow across the left knee. Prayer position with the hands. Lift the inner thigh up. Gaze over the top elbow. Exhale. Hands are coming down. Stepping into down dog. Take a full inhale and an exhale. So hopefully you can feel the workings of the hip and the spine opening up. Left foot turns out, right foot steps through. Stay steady, come into that conviction with your body. Root down, inhale, windmill the arms up. Exhale, radiate the fingertips out. Next in-breath, pivot onto the ball of the back foot, rise into your lunge. Draw deeper into the lunge by lifting the back inner thigh, grounding through the knee and the foot. And now interlace the hands to the back of the head. Lift up and press back. Lift up and press back. One more time, up and back. Inhale, center, start to wrap. Left elbow comes around the right knee. Look over that top right elbow. Now from here, redirect the inner thighs to hug in even more. And feel how when you pull into your inner strength, then that's the support needed to rise up, to create change, to breathe. Exhale, hands are going to come down. Come into plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, and wave back. Take one steady breath here. Right foot turns out, left foot steps through. Inhale, windmill the arms up. Exhale, breathing out. Next in-breath, bring the arms up and overhead. Exhale into your lunge. Interlace the fingers to the back of the head. Baby back bend if you choose. So really important that we don't come into the mechanics and the roboticness of this movement. Continue to mind the body. What is releasing? What is showing up? Come into the twist now. Keep the inner thigh lifting. Keep the front foot grounding. And then if you choose, bottom hand can come onto the fingertips or even a block if you have a block with you. And then top arm radiates up. Keep the bottom hand grounded, keep the top hand lifting. And now exhale, hands frame the foot. Step into Adho Mukha Svanasana, one breath. Right foot turns out, left foot steps through. Breathe in, windmill the arms up, and come into Vira 2. Inhale, drift the arms up and overhead, pivot to the ball of the back foot and come into that lunge. Draw the front body to the back body, hug the inner thighs towards each other, lift the back inner thigh and deepen. Next exhale, come into the revolved portion. Right elbow comes across, gaze looks up over that top left elbow. Root the back heel behind you, deepen the front shin forward, and breathe here. So it's important when we play with this layering system that we don't come into the mechanics and the robotics of the movements. We keep the consciousness present. We keep mining, where are we opening, where are we holding, what can I shift, what can I adjust. Next exhale, hands come down, frame the foot, come into plank, lower chaturanga. Breathe in, rise up. Exhale and wave back. Left foot turns out, right foot steps through. Breathe in, veer two. Next inhale, rise up with the arms. Exhale into your lunge. Interlace the fingers here, press hands into head, head into hands, lift and lay back. If it's calling, extend the arms back behind you. Inhale, journey center. Exhale, wrap and twist. And now if the hips are opening, if you're feeling the response, then bottom hand can gravitate towards the earth. Try not to lean into the hand and take the top hand onto the outside edge of the thigh and use that to help lift and pivot around. Get that inner thigh lifting, get that lunge deepening, and then radiate the right arm up. Gaze is looking up, breath is full. As you breathe out, gaze looks down, hands frame the foot, step into down dog. Take one breath in, long breath out. Right foot turns out, left foot steps through. Inhale, veer two. Exhale and hold. Breathe in, lift onto the ball of the foot, gravitate the torso long. Lengthen the heel behind you, interlace the hands to the back of the head, lift up and press back, lift up and press back, but keep that lower rib cage hugging in. And then extend through the arms, lengthen. Inhale, come center, start to wrap into your twist. Use that top hand to lever and take the right side body around by guiding through the left side body. Pause here, prayer position, or if you choose, bottom hand to the earth, top arm reaching up, gaze is looking up. Exhale, gaze looks down, frame the foot with the hands, come back into plank. Lengthen the head, lower chaturanga. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, and wave back. Take one steady breath. Last time through here, left foot turns out, right foot steps through. Inhale, veer two. Exhale, find the pose. Inhale, rise to lunge. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, lift. Exhale and reach. Inhale, center. Exhale and wrap. Take a big breath in, right body to left body, and then radiate the arms down. So left arm down, right arm up. And now final option here, take that back foot, come into veer one position, so on a 45, keep the hips squaring, keep allowing the space and the integrity of the legs to open up through the hips. Exhale, bring the hands down, come into down dog, one breath in and out. Right foot turns out, left foot steps through. Breathe in, warrior two. Breathe out, find that steadiness. Commit to your practice, commit to yourself. Inhale, thread the arms up. Exhale, find that lunge. And then baby crescent back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, start to wrap. Prayer position first. Lift through the organ body and come across. Inner thigh stays lifting. Bottom hand to the mat. Top hand radiates up. And then if you choose, step that back foot in just a little bit, ground, and redirect the hips to square. Exhale, hands come down, come into plank. Flow chaturanga. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, and wave back. Take 3 steady breaths. Releasing that sequence, allowing the breath to swirl into the synovial fluid of the hip. So you're going to bend on one knee, little twist. Bend on the opposite knee, little twist. And then full Adho Mukha Svanasana, coming into Kapotasana prep. So from the right leg, lifting up. Take that high from the kidneys, lift up. And now exhale, hug that knee to the outside edge of your right hand. Keep the back toe curled under, guide the front hip back, the back hip forward, and come up onto your fingertips. Broaden the chest, broaden the heart. Breathe. Okay, now from here, use the hands on the support of the leg to help draw front body in, lengthen through the spine, little curl back. And then if you want, bring the hands to the back of the head to hands, hands to head, lift and open. So getting some space into the shoulders, getting some space into the back body. And then breathe in, come on up, bring the hands to the mat, lift up here, and come into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take the left leg up high from the kidneys, reach that leg up. Exhale, hug the knee, place it to the outside edge of the left hand, and then ground down. Pause. Allow the hips to have space. So bring some integrity into the body, some contraction into the body, and then from there, start to lift up. And now take the mid back and ground it down, lift up, pull the rib cage in, swell through the heart, and then stack that upper palate over your spine. Interlace the fingers to the back of the head, lift the head, and press back. So head into hands, hands into head. Lay the arms back behind you. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. Shift that leg up, come into down dog. Take a full inhale and an exhale. Breathe in, find your plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, sweep back. From the kidneys, take the right leg, lifting up. As you breathe out, hug this knee to the outside edge of the right hand. Lift and lengthen through the spine. Gravitate the fingers back. And you can stay tall, start to bring the hands, clasp them behind the body, interlace the fingers, lengthen the elbows out. And again, little curl back. So just invoking the opportunity for the invitation to open the physical body more. And if it's available, then you go with it. If not, then you stay steady. Breathe in, come forward, take the right hand to the inside of that knee, and then start to bend on your back knee. Scoop the foot in. Lift up, draw tailbone down, pubic bone in. And now take that foot sole to the crease of the elbow. And if you want, play. So you're slowly lifting up, gently peeling back. Stay steady, stay truth. Just like how we paddle a boat downriver, stay center and ride the current. Come into down dog from here, take a full breath in and out. And now left leg reaches up. Exhale, hug the knee to the outside edge of the left hand. Ground down with the back knee, but keep the toes curled because I'll put some integrity to drawing that hip forward. And now from here, take the hands, interlace back behind you. If that's too much pressure on the hips, then keep the hands down. And then lengthen the elbows, lift with the heart. So transitions in life, they can be smooth, they can be challenging, and our practice supports what our body needs, what our spirit needs, and what our soul needs. Gently release, left hand right to the inside of that knee. Bend on the back foot, draw the foot in towards the glutes, and then meet that foot by lifting the torso up. That might give the availability for the foot sole to the elbow. And then when you're here, pivot the palm up. Ground through the outside edge of that front foot. And then just play with lifting a little bit. Hand comes up. Those of you that bind, come into your bind. Breathe. Exhale, gently release. Come all the way down. Take your plank. Final time to chaturanga. Inhale, rise up. Exhale and breathe back. Take the knees to the mat, take the forehead to the mat, take a full rest here in Balasana. Stay here, keep breathing. The physical body supporting the behavioral change can come by paring away the tension in the body by layering how we just did. But another way that we can play with this is to take the body and flip it upside down. And by flipping it upside down, it just gives a fresh perspective. It gives us a new insight, and it just kind of stirs things up. And when we come down, it's not going to settle the same way it did before. So it can be really subtle, or you might feel big shifts. So slowly bring yourself up from Balasana. And if you're practicing at home and you want to move towards a wall, feel free. Those of you that have a regular practice of Pincha Mayurasana, then just flowing along with me in the middle of your mat. From here, take all that we've recruited in this practice, and it's going to come together here. The forearms are going to come down. If you're working with the wall, be about a foot away from the wall, just how imagine the edge of my mat is with the wall. And then the hands ground down, the forearms ground down, and now start to lift up. And we're just going to play with little kicks to start. So when you curl the toes, try not to rush, move with my voice. Curl the toes, lift the hips up. All right, now take the left leg, lift it up. Now notice how we want to get that leg as high as we can, so we start to externally rotate. See if instead you can work with that scissoring of the inner thighs that we've been playing with, and take that inner thigh and pull it into the body. The leg will go lower, but that's fine. And then just 3 little kicks here just to play. And then come down onto the knees, reset, take a breath, roll the shoulders up, back and down. So rather than pushing that heightened anxiety down, when you come out, let that pranic energy move where it needs to. But if when you're playing with this, you find that your energy and your anxiety is getting a little bit too high and you're getting a little bit nervous and afraid, root the breath through the arms. Root the breath right into the hands, right into the forearms. And it's amazing how powerful this is. So little kicks with the right leg. Curl the toes, lift up. Remember that alignment with the leg. So we don't want to open. We want to squeeze in. Take the head forward. And then little kicks. Come down, pause, always pause, and then slowly come on up. Okay, take a few steady breaths. All right, now I'm going to play with the variation. For those of you that are working with the wall, you stick with the little kicks, and eventually the legs will come to the wall. Those of you that have a regular practice where you're using the wall and you're trying to figure out how to not use the wall as a tool anymore, step away from the wall. So if you imagine the wall is at the top of my mat, bring your body back. And when you kick, you're not going for the legs to come together. You're going to go for a scissor and just try and find the balance in a scissor. So the hands root down, forearms root down, and when you root down, lift under the armpits. Get some height there. Keep your eyes steady. Curl the toes, lift the left leg up, and again, hug into midline. Get the toes to spread. Little kick and try and go for the hover. If you miss it, the wall is still there, even though you're far away from it. And just stay there. Try not to move to the next step. Exhale and come down. Pause. Just let that energy move through you. So I appreciate it can be really intimidating when you start to move away from the wall. Just know that if you over kick, that's why the wall is still there. You'll get it with your tippy toes there, and then you can just tack away from it. Forearms down, palms are spread. Curl the toes, lifting up. So we're playing this with the right leg now. Get the underarms to lift up. Get the heart to express forward. Keep those fingertips from fluttering. Right leg comes up, hug into midline, and a little kick. And down. Breathe. Come all the way up. Even place your hands on your heart and just feel the excitement there. Okay, last way that we're going to play, if you want to come along. So if you have worked with taking the wall away and you're working with this scissor pause within your body, the final step is to come into a scissor with the legs, and then just as we've been doing in our warrior poses, in our pigeon poses, you're going to squeeze the inner thighs together until you stack the legs into the air. And when the legs come together, hone in the inner thighs and root the heels up to the sky. Forearms down. Spread the fingers. Lift up. Curl the toes. Left leg comes up. Hug to midline. Spread the toes. Scissor first. And then slowly come in. Gently guide down and pause. Breathe. So whether it's working in your body or it's not working in your body, it's the playfulness of the experience. It's what can we learn by just playing. And sometimes we just take this practice far too seriously. All right, last side, let's go. Bring the forearms down, spread the fingers out, root down through the palms, lift up through the pit of the arms, curl the toes and come on up. If you need to walk the feet in a bit, you do so. Right leg lifts up, hug the inner thigh, and then when you're ready, little kick. From the kick, come together. And down. Sit tall, breathe deep. The practice of inversions are fantastic for just giving a little bit of a pick-me-up midday, for working with episodes of depression or just when you just need to just get out of your own head and have a different reflection on life. All right, from here, let's shift the body. Come on to the back. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the legs. Come all the way down and just pause so you can still feel that the awakening of playing with inversions is still sort of drifting through the body. So try not to manipulate that in any way. Take the left leg, ground it down, lift the toes up, and hug your right knee towards the chest. Okay, switch to big toe pose, reclining big toe pose. So bind with the big toe, start to extend the right leg up. And now open this leg out to the side. So binding with the big toe is a little bit too much. Just hold to the inside edge of the leg, and your left hand is actively rooting down the left side. Root that right heel away and then take the femur and draw it back in towards the hip. Isolate the leg back to center. Release the hands, keep the leg lifted, root up, and slowly imprint the low back and gravitate the leg all the way down. Take a pause, encourage the foot open, splay the feet, open the palms, and breathe. Right leg stays steady, toes reach up, left knee hugs in. Leg hugging in towards the chest, and now from here take the thumb and first finger, bind with the big toe, lengthen the left leg up. Root the heel, imprint the spine, tack the right heel away from you. And now ground the right hand onto the hip, slowly open up that left leg. Keep the heel rooting away, keep the femur plugging in, and reflect that back into the right side. Next inhale, recruit the core, low back to the earth. Come right back to center. Release the hands, keep the leg tall, spread the toes, flex the foot, and then slowly, isometrically lower that leg down. When the heel makes contact, then let the earth come up and support the body, and let the bones drip away, the muscles drip away from the bones. Allow yourself to release into the abyss of Shavasana. Take a moment, scan your body. Has it shape shifted from the start of your practice? And if your physical body has changed, now bear witness to the energy of your mind. Bear witness to the energy of your emotional body. And then with your next exhale, release that entirely. Let that go. And just continue to weight yourself into the earth and encourage the earth to come up and support. Gradually lengthening your breath. Keeping the body still, just pausing here. Closing here with just a soft reading. Most of us have high hopes concerning our practice of yoga and our ability to live our yoga. We entertain lofty visions of newfound equanimity, of a harmonious balance between our inner selves and our outer reality. Unfortunately, we can spend many of our days something short of this vision. Raising children, loving partners, sitting in traffic, spilling orange juice on the good suit, or taking an aging parent out to dinner. We must constantly adjust our ideal in order to accommodate the real life. We often find that it is 3 a.m., it is raining, and we are at the intersection of two maps, when the world most needs us to live our yoga. But we can do it, and we will do it beautifully. Just take the time to slowly come into yourself. At the movement that you need to gradually come back into the muscles and the bones and the joints of your body. And with deep ahimsa, with deep reverence for yourself, soften and roll to one side and pause. Appreciate who you are, where you're at. See if you can taste that there is nothing that needs to change. This moment is exactly how it's supposed to be. And with courage, commitment, and conviction, press that top hand into the earth and join me, please, in a seated position. Gather the hands to the heart. Shanti means peace. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, sending Shanti in towards yourself. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, send that Shanti to your homes, your families, and everyone that makes your life awesome. Final breath, take a deep breath and offer Shanti to your communities and the rest of the world. Namaste.